Alright fellas, with UFC 320 taking place in a few weeks, we have to talk about the main event between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. And from the title and the thumbnail, yes, I am going with Ankalaev to win the rematch, convincingly, for multiple reasons. Now, obviously, this being a rematch from their first fight at UFC 313, we have a lot of study from them sharing the cage for 25 minutes together. And if for some reason you didn't know, Magomed Ankalaev won the fight 49-46, which it could have been argued a 48-47 if you gave Alex Pereira round 5 as well as round 1, which he definitely took. But in that first fight, there were a lot of factors that could have hindered performances which were inbuilt excuses for whoever lost the fight, Alex Pereira. And I've seen in the MMA space that people were commenting on the fact that since Pereira was touring around places like South Korea and Australia doing YouTube content and other social media stuff, he didn't seem like he was 100% dialed in on the fight, and he even to a point underestimated Ankalaev. But on the flip side of that, the excuses could have been made for Ankalaev if he lost, because he was fighting smack bang in the middle of Ramadan, which definitely would have affected his training camp, complicating his diet and his training schedule as well. So ultimately, we can't really hear any excuse for either of them not being in peak condition for this rematch. And there's not really an excuse for Alex Pereira against Ankalaev because they both had hindrances in that first fight. But the first reason why I see Ankalaev winning, and the biggest reason, is simply the performance he put on to beat Alex in the first fight. He shut Alex's pressure down, maintained his own pressure, and backed Pereira up the entire time. Now, both Ankalaev and Pereira aren't necessarily bad on the back foot, but stylistically against each other, whoever is on the front foot and is pressuring effectively has a humongous advantage. But the biggest reason why Ankalaev is able to dictate the pace more than Alex, which is the biggest key as to why he will win this fight, is the strike speed. Pereira could not outland Ankalaev at any range aside from utilizing the outside lead leg kicks in the first round, and that's how he edged that round out on volume, but he just got shut out by the strike speed of Ankalaev in every single round, including that first round. And it's also important to note he was almost always in southpaw as Alex Pereira was in orthodox, because in opposite stances, the ability to get to the outside first, have a faster jab, and set up the straight is the strong asset in an opposite stance matchup, and that's what Ankalaev's strongest asset was, especially with his straight left hand. He consistently landed that over and over and almost took out Pereira with the lunging straight in round 2, but all throughout that first fight, he was mixing up his shot selection perfectly, and along with that, he implemented a clinch-based game as well. And yes, he had all 12 of his takedowns stuffed, but that doesn't matter if it is stopping Pereira from advancing himself. That was the key. He evenly struck to the head, the body, and the legs, as you can see on the screen, at boxing and at kickboxing range, and closed the distance to clinch range by switching to orthodox and throwing a lead left hook to close the distance and control Alex whenever Alex tried to advance, or used front kicks as well to the solar plexus to make Alex Pereira reset. He just shut down any opportunity that Alex Pereira had to get any combinations off for 25 whole minutes. And further to Ankalaev's success with the speed on the linear axis, he used great head movement off the center line to avoid Pereira's straight shots on his hooks, and he would use the strike speed himself to counter him back so effectively with either a straight or a flurry of hooks. And Pereira ultimately just got completely suffocated and outstruck by a clean MMA display from Ankalaev. And if Ankalaev brings that same game plan, he's not going to win by a decision. This time, he'll finish Pereira if there aren't adjustments, which I do think there will be from Pereira, but not enough to the point where he survives. The adjustment that Alex has to make most is to just honestly take more risks with his hands. And yes, he's got the power advantage, but Ankalaev's speed beats Pereira's power. So obviously I'm barking a lot about Ankalaev, but that being said, if Alex is able to work his way into forward pressuring effectively and consistently, I think he can take Ankalaev out plain and simply, but whoever is ultimately getting placed on the back foot here is going to lose this fight. And with Ankalaev's hand speed, his takedown offensive threat, and better use of level changing with the strikes, he's just got too many tools for Pereira to handle. And as much as I do like Pereira myself, the dude's 38 years old and is not getting any younger, and yes, the left hook and the right head kick could shut me up completely if he lands them. Age doesn't hinder those at all, but Ankalaev is in his prime age range, is the most well-rounded in the division, has absolutely no lack of confidence wanting to send Buddy Pereira back to the tire shop, and has the tools at all ranges to get this one done, and he gets it done in round 2. He's going to time a hook of Pereira, slipping his head back off the center line, pump a straight left, straight down the pipe, drops Pereira, gets the ground and pound finish in that second round to finish it this time around like he couldn't when he almost dropped Pereira in the first one. But do bear in mind, if Alex does pressure Ankalaev backwards, he has every damn chance in the world to knock Ankalaev out. But I just don't see that happening. But do you see that happening? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this matchup that's going to take place at UFC 320. It's going to be a very interesting fight to see if there are any adjustments made, but definitely comment down below what you think. And please like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way for the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.